We're on. This is Kasama Lee. How are you doing? So clearly, my son, who is kind of a young adult now, took an interest in playing the guitar that has been lying around in our house for years. And he's kind of learned it on his own. He YouTubed instructions, and it's taken him like probably since the pandemic started, which is over a year ago. And now he's been able to play a couple of tunes. So I just borrowed the guitar just to see what it feels like to try to even make any pleasing sound coming out of it. I don't know how to play clearly at all. And it kind of ties back into what I wanted to share with those of you who are thinking about getting into real estate. So I've been a realtor or real estate agent. It's been 17 years, since 2004. And it's been a journey. It's still a lot of learning and personal development and professional development. I feel like who I am today, I'm much more assured and at peace with what I do as a real estate agent compared to, the first 2-3 years. And I think that's true with learning how to play the guitar, learning to become a real estate agent, learning to become a teacher, learning to become anything, any trade, a carpenter, a chef, a college professor, whatever floats your boat, right? So I want to specifically talk to you about real estate and being or developing a career in real estate. I've been approached quite a bit by various people of different age groups, from high school students to adults who are making a career shift, about getting into real estate and what it would take. So I'm going to give you a quick crash course, just bottom line kind of thing with you. Okay. So it either is going to inspire you or it's going to make you go, that is not worth it. Like, I don't want to do real estate that badly. So I'm going to talk to you about the myth first. A lot of people think that, it's easy to be in real estate. All you got to do is sell a house and you make gazillion money in commission. And you don't have to work that hard because, you can only maybe sell a few houses depending on what income goal you have. And that's all you're going to have to do, right? And people think that, once they get licensed, that's when the action happens and the business is going to come. Well, I want to kind of set the facts straight. Okay. First of all, there's a large percentage of licensed real estate agents who are having a hard time making it a full-time career. There are expenses associated with being a real estate agent. You got to pay various board fees, National Association of Realtor. I'm in California, so there's California Association of Realtors fees. So there are required mandatory fees. And when you're a part of a brokerage who's going to train you, by the way, of the technical aspect of the business, and some of them will train you some sales skills and maybe some marketing skills as well, okay? There are fees involved. There is no free lunch. So write that down. There is no free lunch. The brokerage has to make their split from when you sell a house. They get a portion of it, depending on what your experience level is, before it comes to you. Then you got to pay taxes at the end of the year because you're considered self-employed. So the IRS is going to want their portion as well, but it just doesn't happen until the end of the year. So you better have budgeted and set aside and save money to pay the IRS at the end of the year. So you need to learn about finance and becoming a business owner as well. Whew, that was a loaded answer. Anyway, so I think that I'm, just based on several people that have talked to me about getting into the real estate industry, these are the things that may not have been addressed up front. Okay. So the majority of people are having a hard time making it a full-time career. There are many real estate agents that still have a full-time job and they do this part-time and they're licensed, right? So in a nutshell, getting your license, and I want you to hear me loud and clear, is the easiest part of becoming a real estate agent. Because once you're licensed, that's when the hustle, and I mean ethical, hard work, no shortcut, consistency, discipline yourself, that kind of thing on a daily basis, in many cases, 7 days a week, because it's just like if you open a store, you don't sit at home and think the business is going to just, customers are going to come in and you're not there, right? So you need to be on the clock running your business, working probably harder than you ever thought that you would. I've been in corporate after I graduated from college. I've been in corporate at different levels, and I got to the executive level. And I can tell you that being in real estate as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, requires everything out of me in every possible way to grow and to work hard, but work smart. Okay. So there's a whole lot in all of that I just said that I'm not even going to go into the details in this video, but it's important for you to know that the fancy stuff, the glorified stuff that you hear about, that, real estate agents make a ton of money, easy money, because I've heard this too. Okay. First of all, it's not easy unless the people that are ready to buy and sell the house with you, and they're just waiting for you to be licensed, which is not most people's cases. So it's not easy. The money can be good, but you don't get paid until you close each transaction successfully. And hopefully you've done a good job where your clients would refer other clients to you, right? Or you know how to market really well. So you've got people that you potentially could be calling, door knocking, however you solicit the business, market the business, okay? And everybody does things differently. Some people pay a lot of money to get online leads. That's one option as well, right? So when people say that the money sounds good, there's a small percentage of agents who experience, that type of income nationwide. I'm not just talking California, but California is one of the prime real estate states. So a lot of the gauge, is very different in California than other states because of the cost of living and the prices of housing. Okay. So that's important for you to know. So in terms of learning about real estate, so licensing, like I said, is the easiest part of the whole play. Okay. And then you'll come to learn that having a license alone and posting it on social media that you're licensed does not get people to ring your doorbell, right? So you got to learn about marketing. Who are you marketing for? You're marketing for yourself, for your own business. So there isn't a platform that is going to be handed to you, right? So you're going to have to learn how to be a great marketer, a great brander, without sounding like you're full of yourself and that all you want to do is talk about yourself, because that it's a turnoff for most people. Okay. And then you got to learn the technical side of the business, because we are a contract-based business. People get sued all the time. So when you do things wrong or when you overlook stuff, so you got to learn the language in the contracts. And I said contracts because there are, I want to say, 50, 60 forms inside California Association of Realtors alone. Okay. So there are different variations and forms that you need to know. You need to understand the language, and then you need to learn how to explain it to your clients, because that's when you do your job well. Because if you're just having your client sign and you don't explain, that's a potential lawsuit, right? So there's all of that as well. So there's the marketing side, right? The creative side. And then there's the contract side, the analytical side. Then there's the finance side, which is also the analytical side of your personality. You're running a business. You got to know your money. You got to know your numbers. You got to know what comes in, what goes out, where you're saving, what are you budgeting for, all of those things. That comes over time. So it's not a day one thing. It's not a year one thing for a lot of people. For some, for some really great rock stars, it happens, it comes together, and they don't sleep, and they probably don't have kids, right? And maybe they do, and they just stay up all night. I don't know, right? I mean, my husband and I have raised 2 kids, and I've done real estate since my first son was 2 years old, and it's been a lot of sacrifice, and it's been a lot of staying up in the middle of the night. I'm talking 1, 2 in the morning, to do the business. So in a nutshell, I want to say that congratulations if you want to get into real estate. It's been one of the best careers I have had that I fell into. I was not looking to become a real estate agent. I was recruited, okay? Before you move forward, spend the money on the licensing. Everything is going to cost money and nobody's paying you for it. There is no scholarship for it, okay? Unless you can find one. I don't know one. So you're going to be paying everything out of pocket because you're running your own business, starting from getting your license. Here's the thing. Do your research before you launch into it. There are many resources on you. All you have to do is Google, what does it take to become a real estate agent, and so on and so forth. What is an average income? You should be looking at average income. Don't think you're going to be making 6-figure, in the first 6 months or the first year. Some people do. Very few. Very like pinky size population that would do that in the first year. Okay. So I'm speaking from somebody who's walked the walk, who's done the mileage, who's done the hustle, who is, I built a reputation to be one of the well-respected realtors in the community and around the country. So I'm plugged into different networks of producing established real estate agents. So I'm constantly learning as well. So I'm speaking to you from somebody who's humbly gone through, hit the pavement, fell down, got back up, dusted myself off, quit at one point because I was burned out because I just did too much, didn't know how to run the business like a business. I was busy being a real estate agent and not taking care of myself. So I took a break. Well, I thought I quit for 3 years, and I came back, and I came back with a different mindset. I studied some leadership, so I grew me. So when I came back, I was equipped in a way that I never was before. I tell you all this from the heart because I want you to know that I want more than anything, whoever that's watching, whoever you are, I want you to be successful if you decide real estate is the career of choice. Just do your research, learn from a brokerage that is willing to pour into you with resources and training, especially when you're new. It's hard to try to just swing it on your own when you're brand newly licensed. There's a lot to learn, and you don't want to make mistakes at the expense of your potential clients. I hope this is helpful to you. I'm going to post some links below this video for resources that you could easily Google on your own, but just want to get some information in front of you. Thanks for watching. This is Kasama Lee, community realtor serving Napa, Solano, and Contra Costa County in the North Bay, Northern California area. Take care.